welcome to my second video. This is how to pay off your credit card debt fast, how I got out of 4k of debt in under 1 year. So this video will be split into 5 sections. I will talk about my story, how I got out of debt. I will talk about budgeting. I will talk about how to live within your means. I will talk about the difference between the debt snowball and the debt avalanche. Sort of 2 techniques of how to pay off debt. And I will talk about future planning and future savings to make a better future and to make better decisions for yourself. So yeah, basically my story was, as I had a business, it wasn't going great. I was making a little bit of money here and there, but basically I tried to expand it. Obviously I took on credit card debt in order to try and expand it, and then unfortunately everything just it just didn't work really, and then I ended up taking on the business debt of about £4,000 onto my shoulders, which was a bit daunting at the time. But yeah, that was over a year ago now, probably about 18 months ago. Since then, I have had sort of 1 or 2 jobs during the time, but my latest job, which I'm currently in, was where I've been able to pay off most of the debt. I work in IT. I won't say the company, but I work within the IT department of the company anyway. So basically, how I got out of debt was once I got into that job again. I do think paying off debt, a good way to do it certainly is with one fixed income per month initially anyway, and then going from there, and then that way you can budget. You can say, I've got so much to spend in the month, I make so much, anything I've got left I can then put towards paying off debt. I mean, I paid about £400 a month, but at the time I was living with my parents, and then any money that I saved up from my wage I could then put straight onto repaying off the debt, and then that's really worked out well for me. So I paid it off within about 10 months, so just a little bit less than a year. Paid about £400 a month, and then just paid off the interest in one big go once I got to near enough the total that I needed to pay off. So yeah, in the end I made it work, and I was able to actually pay off that debt, and it's certainly a weight off my shoulders now. We're just basically going to talk about budgeting very simply here. What I mean by budgeting is, as in a business, you would have profit and loss accounts. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to create a spreadsheet. And then once you've created a very basic spreadsheet of what's your income, and then obviously all your expenditures for the month, you're then obviously going to have a profit or loss between that. I mean, hopefully you're in profit. Obviously if you're making a loss every month, then you've obviously then got to either get a second job or some kind of second income to actually then have enough money that you can put yourself into profit. But hopefully you'd have enough money through your one full-time job income. If you have a full-time job income and lucky enough to have that. I mean, if it's part-time jobs, then you might have to have 2 part-time jobs. But you know, hopefully if you're just in one full-time position, you should be able to make enough money that you can save enough, even if it means cutting back on things, and maybe a holiday for the next year. You're just going to have to rule out maybe any luxury type things that you want to go on or want to do might have to be cut out. You just have to make sacrifices, because you're in debt and you need to pay it off as soon as possible. It's just no way around it. You've got to take sacrifices, and you've got to pay off that debt. So basically, yeah, just work out your budget, stick to it, stick to paying off a set amount each month. maybe have a track of a spreadsheet of how far you've gone every month, how far you've paid off debt every month, and just keep chipping away at it every month. So what do I mean when I say that? I mean, live on less than you make. Obviously, Dave Ramsey talks about this a lot. I mean, I don't fully agree with some of the things he says, but there are some things in there that he says which are meaningful, and if you take them on board, you will be in a good position. Certainly, one of them I do think is live within your means. You have to live on less than you earn. It's just no other way. If you've gone into debt, then it might not be your fault why you've had to take on that debt, but there's probably some reason why either you've, like I said, take on business debt, or whether you've taken on some kind of personal debt where you've brought things above what you're actually earning, and then therefore have to take on debt. And there are other debts like mortgages or maybe car payments, but I won't talk about those so much. Obviously student loan debts, but again, this is more just for credit cards. So yeah, what you need to do is, like I said, live on less than you make, and then avoid spending too much. One way you could do this is basically have cash in envelopes, and then you could allocate the cash to each envelope. So you could have a petrol envelope, a food shopping envelope. You could have multiple envelopes, maybe even like the debt repayment envelope, and then you split all your money that you've made in that month, and you've budgeted for everything that you're going to spend. And then obviously if you've got anything left, you can maybe put that to savings, or maybe even spend it on a little bit of a few luxury items if you do have that luxury to have. But yeah, if you're living on more, if you're spending more than you make, then it's just a recipe for failure, and you're never gonna get to the point where you've actually repaid off the debt, and you're just gonna unfortunately take on more and more, and I mean, no one wants to go down that road. So yeah, you just have to live within your means. Snowball versus the debt avalanche. What do I mean by that? The debt snowball is basically a term that Dave Ramsey has put together, which is where you pay off the smallest debt first, and you work up to your largest debt to pay off. Now, the debt avalanche technique, which is more commonly known, I would say, which is pay off your largest debt first and then work down to your smallest debt. Now, I would say overall, I would like to lean on the side of the debt avalanche technique, because your largest debt, if that isn't paid off every month, even if your interest is actually at a lower rate than your debts which are smaller, you could end up paying more interest per month because of that largest debt. So the easiest way to pay off that debt, in my opinion, is paying off the largest and then working down, because then you'll pay off more, and even though you won't be accruing so much interest. I mean, the debt snowball is good in theory, because once you pay off smaller debts, it can kind of give you that emotional kind of feeling of, yes, I'm getting somewhere, yes, I'm paying this off. So you can kind of get that emotional side. But I do think from a purely financial kind of, if you were talking to, well, I mean, obviously you need to talk to a finance expert on this. I mean, I'm no finance expert, so I'm just a guy on the internet. So I would say personally the debt avalanche is the preferred way, but it's totally up to you how you approach this. It's totally your finances, so it's totally in your court. I mean, obviously seek financial advice from professionals. So this is like the end point of the video, and this is the point where you've paid off your debt now, you're in a good position, and you're thinking about the future now. So what do I mean by this? So your debt repayments, which you were paying off before, you now don't have any debt repayments. So why not put those to a savings account, or potentially invest in either a stock market or maybe save up for a house, or however you want to. I mean, yes, you could go and spend more of that money that you've saved now, but again, you want to be putting yourself into the best financial position possible that you can. And although things like holidays or things like cars, or I mean, for me personally, I love computers, so upgrading my computer would be another thing I'd love to do. But at the moment, I am trying to be strict with myself. I am trying to budget well. I'm trying to only spend where I feel it's a necessity rather than a want or a luxury. I mean, there are things that I will buy, and there are luxury items, of course, and everyone does need a certain amount of luxury items. We can't totally buy only essentials. I mean, probably in the first world that we are in, we want to be furthering what we're kind of purchasing and what we're doing. So only buying pure essentials and only doing pure essential activities isn't really going to fulfill us. So I'm not saying that you need material possessions to be happy. That's totally a different video. But you need to feel good, I would say, but at the same time have that financial sort of bulletproof where if anything does happen, you've got savings, you've got a backup plan, you know that you're safe. That's the position you need to put yourself in. And going forward, if you can set up multiple streams of income, that is going to be perfect, because that is going to help you so much. Because if you're only just about making enough to pay off all your bills and you've only got maybe 10% of your monthly salary left to actually pay off debt, if you can then bump that up and you can get another 20-30% on top of your monthly salary, that's just going to give you so much more money, and you're just going to be in so much better position. There's so many things you can do for multiple streams of income, obviously, but again, that's just a different video. But if you obviously do YouTube search, or have a look on the internet and see where multiple streams of income could come from for you. So yeah, again, guys, I hope you liked the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching that video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and check out this video.